I was just sitting here thinking about the worst date I've ever been on, and I feel like I should share it for shits and giggles. So dude asked me to go get something to eat with him, right? I said, all right, bet. And of course, his next question was, so where do you want to go? So I said, let's go get hibachi. And I guess that was the wrong answer because his response was, ugh, hibachi's so basic. Why do you want hibachi? Ugh, hibachi, ugh. But even after all that huffing and puffing, he still took me to hibachi. We sit down, I ordered chicken and shrimp fried rice, and he goes bananas, bro. I just don't understand why you would bring me all the way over here just to order chicken and shrimp fried rice. And I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at him like, you could have picked dinner. I didn't ask to kick it with you. You asked to kick it with me. And then you asked me where I wanted to go. You wasn't a leader and I shouldn't have gave you my time in the first place.
So I call myself trying to try something different, right? I went on a brunch date with somebody. First, the person tried to act like somebody they're not. And we got to these places. They had no pool. They wanted us to wait in line. Very long lines. And this person is supposed to be important. He pulls up. You let me reach out to open up my own door? Mm-mm. When I seen the tights up under them gym shorts, like he was about to go to the gym and we was going to brunch. But I was just still trying to be open-minded or whatever. On the way to the restaurant, he tells me about how he works out with his homeboy or whatever. And he's like, well, this is Atlanta, so they have a lot of, those type of men here. I'm like, I know. I kind of already heard or whatever. Okay. He goes on to describe the man and tells me that this man is like 6'3", 6'4", but he's feminine and athletic at the same time. He's like, man, I'm looking at homeboy like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, that nigga look fine. Almost made me want to be gay. What? Why am I here? You like boys. Boys probably like you back. Y'all like each other? I was already looking sideways. That's not it. That's not it. We get to the restaurant. He's trying to make the people acknowledge him like, oh, y'all know me. I want my regular. They all looking. So one lady's like, what do you want? So he puts in his order. She like, you want oatmeal or grits? He like, my girl. I knew you would know. Trying to impress me once again, Mr. Man. They're like boys. But go ahead. So then he was like, hold on. I want you to put my number in. I might have points. Points? On what? Points on pancakes? Points on oatmeal? What exactly do these points do? Yeah, I swear the man put his number in for the points and said, how much do I get off today? I know I get something off of my meal. My man's is breakfast. That's not the worst part. The worst part happened when he put his fork on my plate and decided he was going to taste some of my breakfast. Ugh! Because I already think you eat and I don't know if you're eating your homeboy or the one man that you like at the gym undercover, brother. But I don't like it. I'm out of here.
Craziest 911 call I've ever received was this girl called me in my city and was like, hey, I don't know who else to call. I have a problem that's not here in the city. And I was like, okay, what do you got for me? And she was like, well, my sister is in Puerto Rico on vacation. She's on a yacht and I don't know where they are. They're out in the water somewhere. But she's like slurring her words. She's not speaking like herself. She thinks that her and the 7 other women are about to be sex trafficked. She thinks that the men on board put something in all of their drinks and then the line went dead and I can't get a hold of her. So we're in a landlocked state. I have no idea how to handle water stuff. So then I was just like, okay, like what information do you have that could help me help your sister? And she was like giving me like destinations, resorts they're supposed to be going to, her name, her date of birth, her phone number, all this other stuff. And then she gives me the vessel number for the yacht, which turns out that's what I needed. So always get the vessel number. So then I was like, okay, got her name, got her phone number, all that other stuff. I was like, this is my priority for the rest of the night. Nothing else matters to me. I'm going to find a solution before I leave my seat tonight. She's like, okay, thank you. So I immediately start working on it. I call my supervisor over to my desk and I'm like, hey, this is happening. Who do I call that monitors waters off the coast of Puerto Rico? And I was like, can I call the Coast Guard? Like, can I do that? And she was like, I guess so, like, worth a shot. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So then, like, I don't know how shit works. So I was like, okay, the closest I can get, Puerto Rico wise is probably like somewhere in Miami, Florida. So I called the Miami sector for the U.S. Coast Guard. And I was like, hey, this is who I am. This is who I work for. This is the situation that I got going on. I was like, can you put me in touch with anybody who monitors waters for Puerto Rico? And he was like, oh yeah, let me get you into the San Juan sector. And like seconds, I'm talking to San Juan. So then I tell that Coast Guardsman in San Juan, Puerto Rico, this is my name. This is who I work for. This is what's going on. Here's a vessel number and all this other stuff. And I was like, I know this is probably not like a whole lot of information to go off of. And he cuts me off mid-sentence. And he was like, oh, I've already got a team on the way. So a couple days go by and my boss gets 2 different police reports. One is from San Juan Police Department. The other one is from the Coast Guard. 8 women were extracted off of that yacht. And the police report says that they were either heavily intoxicated or they were drugged. I ended up receiving a meritorious service medal for that call. The craziest call I've ever taken, and it will always stay with me.
Okay, y'all, so let me tell y'all what happened. So I purchased a candle warmer and a Swifter from Family Dollar right here on Cullen. Okay, but I went to Walmart and I saw a different type of mop that I wanted to get, and I seen a bigger candle warmer, so I ended up purchasing that. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just go back to Family Dollar and return these 2 items because I have the receipt and I paid for them. Okay, so yesterday I went to Family Dollar. I couldn't find my receipt for my Swifter, but I had my receipt for my candle warmer because I did 2 separate transactions because I originally wasn't going to get the Swifter because the box was beat up. Okay, but I decided to still get it. Okay, so yesterday the manager going to tell me she was unable to return my Swifter. And I asked her, why not? I said, I have the receipt right here for the candle warmer. Why you can't return the Swifter or give me store credit? I purchased it. She said, because over here people steal. What does that have to do with me? And you trying to call me a thief? And I said, well, ma'am, that doesn't have anything to do with me. What you can do is, you're more than welcome, since you have my first receipt and I purchased them on the same day, you're more than welcome to look at the cameras to see that I purchased it. You want to know what this lady said to me? She gonna tell me, well, you're gonna have to come back in 2 hours because I'm not able to look at the cameras right now. I'm the only manager up here. I said, well, you can't use my card. I said, the card that I use, you're unable to allow me, like Walmart, to put the card in. You guys can see that I use this card. She was like, no, you're gonna have to come back in 2 hours. She said, without the receipt, we're unable to return it. I said, well, other Family Dollars, they'll give you store credit. She was like, once again, people steal, so I can't give you store credit. Okay, so I went home, I got my receipt, and today I went back to Family Dollar again. This next manager, what she told me was, remind you, I have my receipt now. She gonna tell me she said, I'm not gonna return this because it was open. I'm not about to get in trouble. She said, I'm not going to return this item because I'm not about to get in trouble. And I said, well, ma'am, I have my receipt, so why you can't return it? She said, without an authorization or approval from another manager, I'm not returning because I'm not about to get in trouble. Whether you have the receipt or not. So that's how y'all doing, Family Dollar? So I told her, well, you're going to have to check out these other people and you're going to have to get in touch with another manager because you're not going to tell me you can't return my item, especially if I have a receipt. Y'all don't believe me? I have proof. It's recorded.
Okay, so I met this guy like last week. We were texting probably for like 3 or 4 days. And I want to say like Wednesday, he said he wanted us to hang out today on Sunday. And I was like, okay, cool. That works for me. I was like, Sundays, I'm free the whole entire day. So we were sending each other TikToks and like what to do in Atlanta, where to eat in Atlanta and stuff like that. And he was asking me like, what type of food do I like and blah, blah, blah. Because there's certain things that I don't eat. Cool. So I sent him the TikToks. He said, when he gets a chance, he'll look at them and then that's when he'll choose. So, cool, works for me. This was like Wednesday, Thursday, we still having regular conversations. Friday, that's why I'm like, okay, like it's kind of close to Sunday. So Friday I had said like, hey, are we still on for Sunday? I already didn't like that I had to ask him like, hey, are we still on? Because you was asking me my availability. But benefit of the doubt, I was like, hey, are we still on for Sunday? If so, when and where? And then he was like, I'll let you know because I'm supposed to be doing something for someone, but she hasn't given me a time. He's like a mechanic, so he was like, he has to fix someone. So anyways, he works on cars, and he basically was like, he's supposed to be fixing someone's car on Sunday, but he'll let me know because that person hasn't given him a specific time yet. So I said, okay, cool. Like, well, try to let me know the latest by like Saturday, So Friday we were on the phone. Everything is cool. That's when I ended up having to get off the phone because my sister called me. So I told him, I said, I'll call you back. And then when I got off the phone with my sister, I called him back. He didn't answer. And then no answer, no text from him that whole entire afternoon, Friday from like 5 p.m. and beyond. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then that's when Saturday comes and he wakes up, texts me around like noon and was just like, sorry, I'm just not getting up or something like that. Blocked him because we have nothing else to talk about. We had a date in mind, or technically it wasn't necessarily 100% planned, but we were planning it and you didn't go through with it. We have nothing else to discuss.